Thanks, Ruth. And away from Ekiti now, total eradication of hunger by the year 2030 is the focus of this year's World Food Day set aside by the United Nations with a view to encouraging world commitment to food production and security. Musa Babali reports that Nigeria joins the world in marking the day, showcasing major achievements recorded under the Buhari-led administration.
If you have access to at least 1 square meal a day, then you are not among the over 800 million hungry people the world is housing. The world is concerned about the high rates of poverty, conflicts and natural disasters, which made substantial amount of people, including children, lack access to food. And this is why the United Nations is encouraging all member countries to dedicate more resources towards improving food production and climate change mitigation.
In 2017, at least 1.5 billion people suffered from micronutrient deficiencies that undermine their health and lives.
Nigeria was at the verge of collapse and food unsecured before President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration came into power due to activities of insurgents and conflicts that displaced most farming communities in the country. The policy being implemented by this government, according to the record of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, has pushed the country not only to becoming food secured, but also among the world's largest producers of grains, vegetables and fruits.
The faithful implementation of the policy so far is a further demonstration of the seriousness of the present administration in not only developing the agricultural sector, but also deepening the growth of the economy through enhancement of the agricultural value chain.
What is now required is for us to sustain the tempo by providing all the necessary support to our farmers, putting the right infrastructure in place, and encouraging more private investment into the sector.
National Agricultural Show was staged by the National Agricultural Foundation of Nigeria as part of activities marking this year's World Food Day in Nigeria. In Abuja, Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
All right, joining me in the studio to talk on how our achievable zero hunger in 2030 is a nutrition and food systems expert from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, Mawuli Sabla. Welcome to NTA News International.
Thank you, madam.
All right, so what is your take on the theme of this year's World Food Day? Total eradication of hunger by 2030.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me thank you for giving the opportunity to FAO on your news channel and bring you greetings from His Excellency Sofian Koroma, the FAO representative to Nigeria. The World Food Day is commemorated on the 16th of October every year. And this year we have chosen the theme, Our Actions Are Our Future, Zero Hunger World by 2030 is Achievable. This ties into the SDG 2, the Sustainable Development Goal 2, which is looking at eliminating hunger by 2030, but not just eliminating hunger, but also improving nutrition and also ensuring sustainable agriculture and food security. So we focused on the potential of ensuring that all people have access to food, both physical access, but also economic access. So we are looking at the entire value chain, and then we are bringing to fore the potential of agriculture to contributing to eliminating hunger and also to addressing both undernutrition, but also issues around overnutrition. So this opportunity gives us to create a lot of awareness, but also bring to the fore the importance of what the potential of Nigeria to meet the food security needs of the population. And we are witnessing a global trend where, as we seek to address undernutrition, stunting, wasting, and underweight, we are now witnessing problems related to overweight, obesity, and non-communicable diseases. So this year's Director General's message, Graziano da Silva, focused on drawing attention to both undernutrition and overnutrition. Now, with the issues around peace and security and conflict, people are displaced. FAO has a lot of interventions in the Northeast seeking to address sustainable development, connecting the humanitarian as well as the development component of ensuring food security. So we have programs where we are ensuring that farmers are revitalized with seeds, with agricultural inputs to be able to revive the agricultural production systems.
Okay, so listening to you, what exactly are the measures being put in place by the government in Nigeria and, of course, world leaders to achieve some of the things you've mentioned?
Yes, we congratulate the Buhari administration and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, the Minister of Agriculture, because under the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, and we have worked with the ministry to develop the agricultural promotion policy. As part of the agricultural promotion policy, we have also developed the food security nutrition strategy for the implementation of the agricultural promotion policy. And this is because we want to make sure that as we also increase production, we want to ensure that Nigerians have access to diversified foods that are nutrient dense, so promoting biofortified commodities. We want to make sure that education, which is key, because sometimes it's not that we do not have food, but it's just having knowledge of what we have and the benefits of what we have. So we are telling Nigerians that you have to be informed in terms of education. So we are also working with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to review the whole curriculum of agricultural extension. We are also working with the Ministry of Budget and Training, Budget and National Planning, to also look at the way we are doing school food and nutrition, so we embed nutrition education in the curriculums of teachers, in the curriculums of schools, and also to the polytechnics and also agricultural universities. This is all targeted and aimed at ensuring that we provide education to our population to understand that there is a need for them to diversify their foods so they have adequate nutrients. There's a need for them to ensure that we promote nutrient-dense foods and biofortification and food fortification. And let me congratulate Nigeria, because Nigeria is one of the first countries in Africa to start fortifying staples and condiments.
Okay.
So salt is iodized, wheat flour is fortified, maize flour is fortified, vegetable oil is fortified with micronutrient, all seeking to address undernutrition, micronutrient deficiencies, and ensuring optimal nutrition.
All right, thank you. So that means the government in Nigeria is doing a lot to ensure that eradicating hunger by 2030 is achievable, at least in Nigeria. Okay, so what's the organization doing? You know, you've mentioned some things that have not been done already. What's the organization doing to ensure that this is achieved?
FAO as an institution, we have programs and projects and interventions that move from crops to livestock, to fisheries and aquaculture, to natural resource management, to social protection, nutrition, gender. So we have a plethora of activities and interventions that we are putting in place on the ground. But also as a knowledge institution, we are making sure that we provide technical assistance, both to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, but also to the Ministry of Environment, and making sure that they work in a very coherent way to ensure that there is coordination of all the stakeholders, including private sector, civil society organizations, to work together in a very coordinated way to address the issues of hunger and malnutrition.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mawuli Sabla. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, looking forward to eradicating hunger by 2030.
It's possible.
All right.